Don't spill it on your nice shirt.
Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Dapper Dan Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my partner in crime, my compadre, my brother Alex. How you doing, buddy?
I'm a little less dapper than you.
That's
I'm starting to wonder, are you interviewing here for a podcast? Are you leaving me? I mean, what's going on, man? You cannot be dressing like this and I come in like this. I mean,
I'm trying to get on to bigger and better podcasts.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to leave you in the dust one day, bro.
That's all right, man. They can see more of this ugly face.
You think you can run this thing by yourself?
Yes.
I can't wait to see you do one by yourself.
I think I can.
All right, next week I'm out.
All right.
You're on your own.
So what's up, man? What's been going on this week in the world of deportes?
I have no idea, but I tell you what, I want to talk fights.
Fights?
Today,
Which fight?
So today, at lunch, I went for a walk.
And you got into a fight?
No. I went for a walk because I'm a geriatric. I can't run yet. I haven't been cleared to run. We'll talk about running a little bit later on. I have not been cleared to run, so my stupid ass, like a mall walker, is out there power walking everywhere, right? So I go out for a walk.
Wait, so do you actually swing your arms like really like?
Yeah,
like.
Well, I walk fast, bro. Like.
Hold on, you tighten up your ass and then you like.
No, my abs.
Your ass, you tighten up your ass. Dude,
I'm working on my core.
BS. You tighten up your ass and then you straighten up your legs.
I'm fast, bro. So I start walking and I'm about to pass this blonde-haired gentleman who is just standing there. And as I'm about to pass him, this dark-haired gentleman is walking purposefully towards this guy, and he's taking his shirt off. Now, there's a bunch, unfortunately in downtown Houston, there's quite a few homeless people, and these two gentlemen are obviously homeless. The guy in the dark hair is walking with a purpose towards this guy, and he's probably about, I'd say about 5'10", 6 foot. He's a solid 180, 190. And he's a husky guy. The blonde guy is about 5'6", $130. Okay. I mean, he's not a big guy. And so as I walk past him, I notice that this guy means business. He's jawing something, but I can't hear him. I got headphones in, because I'm power walking. And but I can tell something's going down. There's other people that are watching. So I walk past him far enough away that I don't get hit by accident like that referee that gets too close in a boxing match. And this guy walks up to him, squares up, and the blonde guy's like, "What's up?" And the dark-haired guy's like, "Boom, that's what's up." And they start swinging. I mean, it's a good fight because you know how street fights are. You just like 1 or 2 shots and that's it. These guys are going, bah, 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 bah. They're both swinging. They're not connecting very much, but it's still pretty good. And then at one point, the dark-haired guy finally gets a hold of the blonde guy and pulls him down and knees him in the face.
Holy cow.
Gets him he's all red, not quite busted up. And then slings him to the ground and stuff. The guy gets up and kind of walks away, the blonde guy.
Yeah.
But apparently he was not as prepared for the fight as the dark-haired guy. Because then he took his phone out of his pocket and gave it to his friend and took his shirt off to show off every bit of that 120 pounds of muscle.
Now.
And they were going to throw it on again. So they square up again. And I don't know what they said to each other, but they walked away. The fight was over.
See, man, homeless people are peaceful. I wonder if he ate his cheeseburger or something, or if he took his
crack.
His pipe, or if he took his sleeping spot. That's serious business, bro.
Well, and it was around noon today. It was raining around downtown, so a lot of times they camp out in places where they can get cover. Right. So I mean that's very possible.
Yeah,
that was it. The funniest thing about the fight, the homeless guy said, "Hold on," took his phone out of his pocket and gave it to. So he's homeless, but my man's hooked up with the iPhone X.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, it's a pretty good fight though. I was entertained.
So you would have ran if you had to.
Ran where?
If you would just have to run, would you have ran?
Why would I have to run?
I don't know, because
if someone started shooting.
Well, God forbid. But yeah, I mean, what?
I would have ran.
Oh, okay.
I'm not cleared to. Doctor would seriously frown upon that. But I think in that case,
he would understand.
My knee, my life, you know. So let's go. So I'm gonna go straight into positive running.
Go ahead.
Just a real quick bit. Just a quick update for everyone. If you notice, we don't do these podcasts standing up, so you don't get a full body view of me, because I am breaking records every week.
I notice how you have the camera adjusted every week. Every week. It shows less and less of that gut.
Yeah. I am well on my way to my 600-pound life.
Yikes.
So, managing your weight when you run and you try to get faster and stuff, it's kind of a big deal. So, I have for probably 15 years, I have weighed myself every Monday. Every Monday morning, I get up, I go empty the tank in the bathroom, get on the scale, right? And so I had surgery on May 11th, so we're looking at 12 weeks now.
Huh?
For the last 6 or 7 weeks, I've gotten off the scale every Monday morning, and I have said, this is the most I have weighed in my entire life. So I'm not cleared to run, so I decided I can't run, so that's going to make me a little unhappy.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make myself completely miserable by watching what I eat. So I let myself eat and drink whatever I want.
Right.
And it's become, I've allowed myself to eat and drink everything I want.
Yeah.
And so I am packing on the pounds. But, so I'm not cleared to run, but I have to start doing weights and stuff like that. And so I go out and I walk. And I'm walking about an hour every day. But, I mean, it's
not the same.
It's fucking walking, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it since I was one.
Plus, that's boring.
It is boring.
You
as
see
sin.
less.
Exactly. It is boring as sin.
And in Houston, where it's so damn hot.
Well, that's the only good thing, right? So I can melt away a couple ounces.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, like, you rather run.
Oh, yeah. I'd much rather run.
Well, you probably rather. Well, I'd rather walk. Actually, I'd rather do neither.
So, yeah. So I'm doing that, and I'm starting, doing some weights. And I get on the bike, and at first it really sucked, right? Because I'd get on the bike and I couldn't do any resistance. So the resistance thing was at 0. I'd get off the bike and the pedals kept going. It's like, what's the point of this? This sucks. So I've still got probably about another 4 weeks to go before I'm cleared to run. But the good thing is the knee is as strong as it should be. I don't have very much swelling even when I walk a lot. So that's a good sign. The strength is coming back. I can straighten it out all the way. I can bend it all the way. So I've got good flexion, as they call it. That's your word of the day right there. So it's going well. But I tell you what, it is very difficult to be injured and be away from doing what you really love to do. It requires a lot of patience. And, sometimes with your body, you really do have to just listen to your body. And in this case, you got to listen to your doctor and do what's best. And, everyone thought that I would be a terrible patient and I'd be running the day I got off the crutches. But I've tried very hard to listen to my doctor. And, I've been a good boy, so to speak.
When it comes to eating.
Well, no, I've been really good at eating. Joey Chestnut's afraid of me right now.
What's the best food you put down? Let's say that have you tried anything different? Anything that was just like, oh my God,
dude?
Besides the cheesecake,
I was gonna say, hands down, the best thing I've put down is that 3-week-old cheesecake.
No, has there been anything though that you just like ate out the norm? Not really, huh? Because you fucking eat everything.
No, man, I eat everything. Sweets, wings, beer. I mean, it's been.
So at what point do you like? At what point are you going to just put a stop to it?
Probably when I get cleared to run. Yeah, because then I'll derive some joy from running, even if it's very little at first. Yeah. But at least I'll feel happier to know that I'm on my road back. And then I'll start to watch a little bit what I eat. And I kind of started a little bit last week. Like I started to mix in a salad every now and then.
Wow. You started last week or one day last week?
Well, one day last week I had a salad. Like, on the side with the chicken strips.
with fried chicken strips. Not grilled, fried
chicken strips. And a Whataburger.
To wash down the salad.
And a Coke.
And a beer when you got home.
Well, yeah, that was later. So yeah, I'm kind of slowly starting, but I'm still putting on.
I'm kind of the same way though, because sometimes like when I don't go to the gym for a week or maybe 10 days, I say screw it, man. But man, those first days back to the gym are really hard, and I am so sluggish that I can't imagine how it'd be for a runner, right? Because this is like your whole body's moving. I go to the gym, I do weights, I do chest, and I'm sitting down. I'm not actually moving my whole body, right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine that you're gonna feel it even more. The 50 pounds that you put on. How many pounds is
50?
it? 50? How many pounds is it?
50?
How many is it?
50?
Tell the world how many.
Dude,
is
you
it?
can't get to 600 by only putting on 50.
No, seriously, how many pounds would you say?
I mean,
come on,
round figures.
Listen, you're a dude. You're not a female, so I don't care. I'm gonna ask.
No, I'm not telling anyone my weight.
Oh, you little sissy. Look at it. That's why he's all dressed up. He wants to, wear the baggy shirt.
Because this shirt's a little bit looser. That's why I do it. That's why the Dapper Dan thing has started, because I got these loose.
Notice he's not wearing the blazer, because he probably won't be able to put it on.
Notice I can't put a tie on.
Damn, your neck is getting fat.
Dude, I got fat. I mean, I stopped walking around, you know how it is in this house. There's a couple of us in this house walking around with no shirts on all the time. Like my son, yeah. No shirt all the time. And I'm kind of the same way. Now,
not anymore.
I'm wearing that mock neck everywhere I go. You can't look at my neck fat.
Dude, I can't believe you allowed your neck to get fat.
My neck, my head, dude, even my hands are fatter. Like I can't put rings on.
Fucking fat ass, man.
Dude, I am packing it on. But look.
Well, look.
You got to do what you got to do to be happy.
Well, I look at it this way, bro. You have ran for so long and watched how you took care of your body that, you know what? You're going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. No, and look, I think part of it too is, I have the advantage, and we're talking about positive running and whatnot. I have the advantage of knowing that I can get back to being disciplined. Now, right. It's going to be hard at first because I have gone so far off the rails, but eventually I'll get back to it.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're at least close to getting cleared.
Almost, man.
So
if he doesn't clear me, though, there's going to be another fight.
There's going to be another fight.
I'm not taking my shirt off, though. Yeah. I'm going to fuck him up with my shirt off.
Everybody at the doctor's office.
Well, this has been an enlightening show so far.
Hey, man.
Homeless fights and fat people.
Yeah?
Or becoming a fat person.
Yes.
Slowly but surely.
All right.
You want to talk sports?
Just a little bit.
Where you want to go first? Because I just...
Oh, shit. Man. I guess we can... I don't know. You where'd you want to go?
Hey.
I know you...
We talked about this last week. Actually, for the last couple weeks, we talked about Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series.
Yeah.
Our buddy Juan Adams. What a phenomenal fight. Well...
Was it?
Phenomenal for him.
Yeah.
Not for the other guy. He beat the brakes off that guy.
He stood no chance.
Yeah, really? He tried to get him down and he got him to the ground and stuff, but Juan was just too strong. You can tell, for those of us that have followed Juan, him training full time, he's a beast, man. He is a beast. And he he completely outclassed Sean Teed, who, decent fighter, but just at a different level. And Juan looked very much a part of a UFC fighter.
Oh, yeah.
He went in there. He wasn't hyper aggressive, but he wasn't crazy aggressive. But he was walking him down, and really just the stand up exchange was no contest. Sean tried to take him down to the ground to get into that jiu-jitsu world that he's so good at, but Juan was just way too strong. Ended up winning the fight in 4 minutes and 15
Yep.
seconds of the first round.
Yeah.
And got a contract from Dana White, and he is on to the UFC on to bigger and better things.
Here's the thing about Juan Adams, the Kraken. If you don't follow him on Instagram, go follow him. Chosen Juan 285 on Instagram, on Twitter. You can catch him on Facebook. Here's the thing about Juan. He's got discipline.
Yep.
Because if you go follow his stories on Instagram, from the point that he started his training and started cutting weight day and night. I mean, he's disciplined, and he's gonna meet his goal.
And you know what that is? That's that wrestler mentality.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what that is. Number two, he oozes confidence. He is very confident in himself. He's not afraid to just be himself.
Yeah.
And he walks into that ring with confidence. He didn't go in there trying to knock him out in the first 30 seconds. He waited. He's patient. Once he got him down, that was it.
Yeah, he set up his shots. I mean, it was...
And I think the third attribute that makes him just UFC money is he is charismatic.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is good on the mic. He gave a great interview after post fight with Laura. What's her
Laura
last?
Sanko.
Laura Sanko, which I swear I thought he was gonna ask her out or something like that to go eat tacos.
No, he was going to a dessert place.
Right, but it was like tacos.
Sweets.
Yes, but he was gonna hit up like a taco ice cream or something. I don't know, but I mean, yeah. So I think he's got the key pieces to be super successul in the UFC. I think the UFC got him one.
Yeah, and I think the thing you mentioned in the middle is probably the most important one. He's very professional.
Yes.
Like, he went in there, you're right, he had confidence, he's disciplined, all those things. But he went in there and it was a professional performance. Really outstanding. And if you didn't watch Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, that whole card was stacked.
Yeah, that was
that was a fun card. All the fights were good. They ended up giving out 4 contracts.
For someone, I know you're deep into UFC. I'm not. I don't watch it as much, but I'll tell you what. That card had me glued to the TV. That was a very good card. I was very impressed with it. And he wasn't the fourth one that Dana White picked. He was. Juan Adams was the first one, and it wasn't like he had to think about it. He said his name, and that's
all
it.
he said is, "This Juan Adams guy, we like him. We're giving him a contract." That's all he said. I like him. Gotta have him. I was like, whoa.
So, quick shout out to you, Juan, the Kraken Adams. Congratulations from the Positive Sports Podcast.
We got to go out and get a pink drink.
Yes, pinkies up, bitches.
Early shout out in the show.
Early shout out. We don't care.
Hey, speaking of the show, if you want to get a hold of us, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of this guy,
on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
And if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well at eMontana21.
Who finally did something with his Twitter account. He finally put up a little profile pic, you know.
You like that?
Jeez, about time.
But do you like it?
No, I don't actually. About time, though.
It looks good. I like it.
At least your face is not on it, so.
That's what makes it good.
All right, man. So let's dive into some baseball. Because the division that you thought was going to be so much fun to watch. Oh, my God. The Red Sox and the Yankees. And, it's over. You sound like ESPN, Seriously.
It's over.
The Red Sox just 4-game sweep of their division rival, the Yankees.
Beat the brakes off of them.
The Yankees are in trouble, my friend, because they didn't pick up what they needed at the trade deadline. You needed a starter, and they don't have one. I
think they're banking on Sonny Gray becoming a decent starter. Sonny Gray is the most confusing pitcher. I mean, there are times where he looks as good as Max Scherzer out there, and there are times where he looks as bad as you.
Yeah, but he has looked all as bad as me for the most part of the season.
No, I mean, No, he's been back and forth.
Yeah, I mean they just didn't address their needs, man. They didn't, and Aaron Judge, they miss him.
Yeah.
They're missing Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
That's a big bat in the middle of the
But also
lineup.
remember Gary Sanchez is also out.
Well, yeah,
So now
and
you got
remember
two.
he also doesn't run out ground balls.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's still
he's got more growing up to do.
It's a lot, but still, it's a lot of protection behind Stanton.
Yeah, well, it boils down to pitching. I mean, the Red Sox are just, I mean, they
Ridiculous.
are the class of the majors right now.
Yeah,
I mean, the way they're rolling,
they're on pace to win
there's 3 teams.
112, 113 games.
Do you know this is the first time that there's 3 teams on pace to win 100?
There's more than 3. Isn't there 4?
No, just 3 that are on pace.
Houston, Yankees, and
Right.
Red Sox?
Yes.
And no one in the National League, right?
No.
The National League is one big cluster.
And then, yo, the A's are like 4 games behind, bro. Like, you think they're gonna catch up?
No, I don't. I don't. Look, they're a little hot right now. They're 4 games out. They've won 6 in a row, but I just don't believe. I don't believe in the A's. The A's or the Mariners. One of them's got to make it, right? Because there's a 5th playoff spot there, and one of them's gonna have to go play the Yankees. But
Well, the Yankees' next 26 games are against the White Sox, Rangers, Mets, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Miami, Baltimore, White Sox, and Detroit. If they can't turn it around and finish
they're
strong,
probably gonna go 28-2 over those 26 games.
that's impossible.
They're probably gonna win about 30 games out of the next 26.
Well, they better.
God, that's an
easy schedule,
That's
bro.
the easiest schedule.
I mean, if they can't work with that, and
plus, some of those teams by the time they play them, it's going to be the end of August. They will have already mailed it in.
yeah, well,
Wow.
that's going to be telling the next few games.
Well, I mean, look, they're going to make the playoffs. They're still, even after getting swept.
Are you just as confident that they make the playoffs as you were in the beginning of the season or 2, 3, 4 weeks ago?
I'm more confident.
I'm not confident in the team at all, man. I'm really not.
Dude, do you know how far ahead they are?
They're only 4 games up on Oakland between the first and second wild card, and
they are 5 games up from the Mariners, who are out of the playoffs right now.
And
5 games,
and they're playing good. They're
Yeah.
playing good, and the Yankees are not.
but the Yankees have an easy schedule coming up.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. Look,
How much pressure do these Yankees have? They have tons of pressure.
dude? There's no pressure when you're playing the White Sox.
Sure, there's pressure.
No, I mean, look.
There wasn't pressure last year, and they overachieved. There's pressure this year because they overachieved, and now they are shitting the bed.
You are making a mountain out of a molehill.
All right, bro.
You're taking this 4-game
All right,
series
bro.
and assuming they're not going to win another game. That's just
Okay, before these
Foolish.
4 games, they were 5.5 out,
yeah.
and they didn't look like they were gonna catch the Red Sox then. They sure don't look like they're gonna catch them now.
I know, but you asked me if they were going to make the play. If I was confident that they're going to make the playoffs.
Okay, well, they're going backwards.
They're not going to win the division. I just told you it's over.
Well, they're going backwards, and there's 2 teams that are going upwards. And not to mention Tampa Bay is playing good, too. Tampa Bay, bro, they got nothing to play for. They're playing good.
Dude, they're
Look
not
at their record,
going to
bro.
win forever.
Dude, look at... Oh, well... What the hell?
The Yankees are not going to lose the rest of their games, and the A's are not going to win the rest of their games, all of them.
They don't have to, but if they play under 500 and the A's play over 500...
We're going to archive this.
I'm just telling you, bro.
We're gonna bring it back up in the
I think
middle of
there's some level
September
of
when it's
concern.
over.
So what about the Astros? The Astros were comfortably in first for most part. Now they're only about 4 games up on the Mariners, and they got injuries.
I'm a little more concerned with the Astros for 2 reasons. One, they still have bullpen issues.
Yes.
And 2, George Springer's hurt. And the Altuve thing doesn't bother me too much because it seems like more of I need a couple days off. The Springer thing bothers me because it looks like it could be something that could affect him long term. Long term meaning until he gets some rest, and the only time he's going to get some rest is going to be in the off season.
Right.
His is a shoulder issue.
Oh man.
And that affects his swing. And when he's out in the field, he's not going to, if he has to go into a wall to catch a ball, he's going to. That's just the kind of player he is. So I'm a little more concerned about that. Not to mention, George Springer has a certain, he's kind of the engine that makes that team go. That one worries me more. That one worries me way more than the Yankees. Again, not because they're not going to make the playoffs, because I think Houston absolutely will. But what's going to happen in the playoffs? And with the Yankees, my concern is what's going to happen in the playoffs as well. I don't think there's any concern about them making it or not making it. It's a matter of what's going to happen when they get there.
Well, that's
and the Springer thing worries me.
Well, that's their postseason MVP from World Series MVP from last year. So that could be a. And they're
still playing good ball.
And they lost McCullers too.
What happened to him?
He got hurt. Discomfort in his throwing elbow. That's never good.
That's never good.
That's fatigue.
That's got TJ written all over it.
Yikes.
Tommy John.
So, yeah, that might be.
Yeah, but again, all of the concerns that we're talking about, I feel are playoff concerns. I don't have concerns about them winning, earning a playoff spot with any of those
Look,
teams.
man, this is the wrong time to be peaking backwards, and this is the wrong time to have the injuries that the Astros are getting. This is the wrong time for the Yankees to get swept like this. I don't care. It's
never good to get swept.
No, and especially when you're catching the team that you're probably gonna have to end up beaten in the playoffs to get to the World Series, more than likely.
Well, maybe. I mean, you still got to deal with Cleveland as well.
Yeah,
and Cleveland can handle their business.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know.
But still, okay. Would you have looked at it different if the Indians swept them?
No, I think it's terrible either way. But I think you're placing too much value on 4 games in the beginning of August.
Dude, it's August.
It's never
I don't think
is it ever good to lose 4 games? No. But do I think losing 4 games in August is a bigger deal than losing 4 games in September? No. And quite frankly, you talk about the injuries, this is the time to have them, because they come back in the middle of August. They still have 40 games to get themselves into playoff mode, and they can go. I'm not saying it's good. Of course, having injuries and losing 4 in a row to your rival is never good. But if it's going to happen, this isn't all that bad. This isn't a bad time of year for it to happen.
I don't know, man. They're pedaling backwards. Seems to me. No, it's not. That's what's happening.
I just don't think it's that big a deal.
I think it is. I think they're more in trouble. Plus, the Yankees have no pitching.
Oh, look at Severino.
Dude, he had a hot first half, and then
They've got Chapman. He's shutting down games, except for
not last night.
Except for that one against the Reds.
Yeah, I don't know. I
the National League is way more interesting to me than the American League in terms of what's going to happen. Now, to me, the American League now has gotten boring because there is no race in the East. The Yankees are not going to make up 9.5 games on the Red Sox.
It's been boring.
The Indians, well, there was something there until the last month.
Wait a second. Hold up. Time out. Where are the NFL refs to throw flags? They love to throw flags. What do you mean the American League is now boring? The wild card race is getting good.
I don't care about a team that's not going to make any noise in the playoffs.
How do you know?
Dude, this is like in the NBA.
The Yankees right now would have to play the hottest team in baseball.
Let me ask you a question.
one game playoff.
Let me ask you a question.
I would be scared if I was the Yankees.
Let me ask you a question. When are they going to play this wild card game?
They'll play in September.
No. They'll play it in October.
Okay, they'll play in October.
Yeah. I don't care how hot.
You're right. The Yankees may be completely out of it come October. And it may be the Mariners and Oakland playing the 1-game playoff. You're right.
I'm gonna start podcast number 42 or whatever that is by laughing at you.
Tell us, who are you siding with? You gotta tell us, because I believe that the Yankees are in trouble. They're in trouble, bro. I won't be surprised.
fans of the Positive Sports Podcast, please talk some sense into this guy. Catch us on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever. But most importantly, tell this man he is completely overreacting about a 4-game series in August.
I got 15 cents in my pocket. That's 9 more than up here. Plenty of sense.
Now look, the American League is boring because there's nothing. The West was going to be boring because Houston's running away with it. The Central was going to be boring because Cleveland's running away with it. The only race that we were going to have was this Yankees-Red Sox race, which is now over. So, yes, there is one race left. It's the Oakland-Seattle race for the last wild card spot. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to pay attention, but it doesn't get me too terribly excited because I don't expect either one of those two teams to make any noise in the playoffs. Well, even if they manage to beat the Yankees, they're going to get absolutely drilled by the Red Sox or the Indians or the Astros.
Okay, that's fine. But you've been already wrong once so far. And if you go back to episode 16, and from 16 on, you kept saying, oh, the Yankees and the Red Sox is going to be the best race in the world.
But
and it's turning out not to be.
But
there's no but.
They're all going to make the playoffs.
All right, well.
It's far more interesting in the National League. There's all kinds of shit going on in the National League.
Yes, especially...
You got the NL East, where you got Philadelphia and Atlanta duking it out.
Still.
Are
the Nationals gonna jumpstart? Because they scored 24 runs in one game right out after the All-Star break. And
immediately cut their one of their relievers.
Yeah, one of their relievers because, whatever, they didn't like the way he...
slammed his... See, that is a sign of the incredible dysfunction that is going on in that clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't wait 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. At some point, we're going to learn what the dysfunction is in that clubhouse. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
But there's something inherently wrong in there. When you come back from the All-Star break, everyone's refreshed, right? Everyone's refreshed from the All-Star break. Your guy just won the home run derby. You had this amazing event in your ballpark. Everyone's rejuvenized, ready to make that second half push. You're facing a division rival. You're dropping 24 runs on them, and you still have one guy acting like that.
Yeah.
And then you got to cut him the next day. There's something very, very wrong in that clubhouse.
I don't know.
And it's the players. Because it can't be the managers.
No.
I mean, you've already gone through how many managers? It's not the managers. It's obvious there's something wrong in that clubhouse. And although I agree that you shouldn't have gotten rid of Bryce Harper at the trade deadline, that team is very, very close to me saying you have to blow it up and start over. You have to do what the Astros did. You have to have a massive fire sale, send them all, accumulate as many young prospects as possible, and just do the Miami thing. Just start over. Because that clubhouse is toxic.
I'll tell you what, I won't be surprised now that the All-Star game came and went in Washington. They might decide to do it this offseason, right? Because, I don't think they would want to blow it up last year, right? And then the All-Star game. So I could very well see them blowing it up.
Well, and you got problems with Trey Turner. Now, his tweets came out. Some places. I mean, it's like... There's something inherently wrong in there. It's ridiculous how much talent and how many stats they're putting up, and yet they're 6 games out.
6 games out. Atlanta and Philly are just they're not letting up, man.
No.
I mean, they're, I talked to Jay, our cousin, and he says that it's the beginning of August, and they're still not quite believing in the Phillies. I mean... Damn. I mean, are they going to play the underdog role?
Well, I think that's part of what they're doing. But the other thing too is they're a young team.
They are,
and they didn't expect them. They were expecting them to be good next season,
right?
And the season after that. You and I talked about this a while back, where we thought the Braves would edge out the Phillies because we thought the Braves were a year ahead. So I think in Philadelphia, they're still thinking, well, we're still a couple years away. All that this performance in 2018 has done for Philly fan is made them more excited for 2019 and 2020.
Right.
But hey, you got to pay attention because there's something going on, man.
Yeah, I hope it comes down to the very end. That's exciting to see.
Milwaukee and the Cubs in the Central.
Bro, Chicago's about to start running away with it. They got the prized arm, man. They got the prized arm at the deadline. They got old Cole Hamels.
Yeah, they've got injuries too, though. Chris Bryant is.
Yeah, he hasn't.
I mean, from what I've heard, I'm not going to say done, but they're
pretty close.
They're not just concerned about his 2018 season. They're concerned about him.
What does he have?
Forevermore. I think it's a shoulder issue.
Ooh.
But it's pretty bad.
Well.
And then out west, it's going to be fun. Arizona. I still think the Dodgers are gonna win with this
Didn't
one.
I tell you that for like the past 3 months?
Colorado's hanging in there, although they did 0 at the trade deadline.
Yeah, but they got a nasty bullpen. Their bullpen's ranks among the best.
And they still have one of the best players in the league in Arenado. So
yeah,
the National League is pretty exciting, and you've got the wild card race is just, my goodness. Right now, Milwaukee and Atlanta are in the wild card spots, but you've got Arizona and the Dodgers a half game back, and the Rockies 2.5 back. I mean,
Washington's still not far back either.
What's Washington?
4.5.
4.5. So yeah, they're still in it, and look, St. Louis is 4.5 also, so they're not out of it. To me, that's an exciting race.
Yeah.
Right, and whoever wins that wild card, who are they going to have to go up against? Philadelphia, or Arizona, or Chicago, and none of those teams are explosive to the point where I think they're going to absolutely demolish a wild card team. So, that race, those races are exciting to me. There's a lot going on there because you really don't know what's going to happen, and how they match up in the playoffs will be then a completely different story.
Yeah. Well,
who did you pick in the National League
to come out?
Yeah, the division winners in the wild card. You had the Mets and Washington out of the East.
Yeah. I had Milwaukee out the Central.
Uh-huh.
And I had the Dodgers out the West.
No. I had the Cubs, Dodgers, Washington, the Mets, and who? I don't remember.
I know I sound like a Brewers fan, but I really thought that if they just picked up Cole Hamels, or any pitcher actually, I thought that they could really win the division and maybe make some noise, but I don't know. Now that the Chicago got camel toe.
Well, Cole Hamels isn't as young as he used to be, so a clutch. He has been a clutch performer, but the years are there. Who knows if that'll be the steal of the
I think it was
of the trade deadline. I mean, the Dodgers, I think, just did so much to improve their lineup with Machado and Dozier, right?
They concern me too because I don't think they have the pitching, and the Astros
have a ton of pitching.
2 out of 3 from them this weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Astros are a really good team.
No, they are, but
losing 2 out of 3 to the Astros is nothing to hang your.
But they're pitching, and Kershaw I don't think he's really himself this year.
No, he went on the DL.
Got a lot of miles, man.
He went on the DL early in the season. It doesn't seem to have ever really gotten in a rhythm.
Well, he came back and went right back.
And went back on the DL, so he's been on the DL twice. He may have one of those issues that the only way it's going to get better is by having extended time off.
Yeah.
And he's not going to get extended time off until October. So.
Yeah, true.
It's going to be interesting out there.
Yes, baseball is it's awesome, man. This is really the dog days right here, man. August, September.
This is when it gets rough.
Yeah, injuries, teammates, tempers might flare a little bit. It's hot out there. It's a long season. You're living with these guys every day.
I kind of want to see Washington go in a little bit of a tailspin.
Ooh.
Because if they lose 5 out of 7 and they end up dropping down to 8 games out, that clubhouse just might implode.
Yeah.
Then we may find out what the hell is going on in there.
Damn, you got... I don't understand. You got the best pitcher in baseball. You got one of the top 2, top 3 baseball players, the hitters in the league.
Yeah.
And you can't find a way to make it work? I don't understand. I'll be happy to be on that team.
I mean,
and you got good other players. You got quite a few.
We're in the golden age of shortstops.
Yeah.
So to say you have the fourth or fifth best shortstop is still a really damn good shortstop, which is what I think Trey Turner is.
Yeah.
Who is the guy that got hit by Jose Reyes? Zimmerman?
Oh yeah, Ryan Zimmerman.
See, that's another thing that tells me that there's something wrong there. Again, you're winning by a shit ton.
Yeah.
You got a shortstop on the mound throwing, pitching. He throws a 30, 40 mile an hour curveball.
Yeah.
And you lean into it to get hit, and then you fake like you're gonna charge him out, and you're all smiles and stuff. There's something wrong in that clubhouse.
The little shake of the booty.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, there's something. There's something very, very wrong in that clubhouse. There's something really wrong in there.
I hope to find out what's happening with them pretty soon.
Man, I would love to be a fly on the wall in there every day and just see what goes on, because there's something drastically wrong in there.
Yeah, could be. So we had the Hall of Fame. It was Hall of Fame weekend in football. Mm-hmm. Actually, it was in baseball too, wasn't it?
Last weekend in baseball, this weekend in football.
In football, okay. And so, I guess the biggest story of the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame, was none other than me some me.
Look at me.
Who are you talking about?
One last time. Look at me.
T.O.
Look.
What do you think about that, man?
I thought it was disrespectful, and I didn't like it, but I'm not surprised. T.O. made, when T.O. was in San Francisco catching tough passes over the middle and getting absolutely hammered, no one knew who he was. The instant he ran out to the Star in the middle of Cowboy Stadium, he became famous. Started
great.
Talking about popcorn and started talking about he loves me some me, and then talking bad about his quarterback, and then doing sit-ups in the driveway when the media showed up and all this other. Once it became the me show, the T.O. show, look at me.
Yeah.
That's when he became famous, and he just kept it up for Hall of Fame weekend. And I just wish he'd have had a little more respect for the Hall of Fame, respect for his fellow inductees, and just was a part of the event. I like the speeches, and I like hearing the stories and who the important people were in their lives, and for him to do that, I'm not surprised. He's a look at me guy, and he always has been, or I should say for the most part he was. And look, he was an outstanding football player. Heck, I heard he went for a tryout in the CFL, so he's probably still a great football player. But that stuff is just not necessary, and I just don't see the point.
I mean, the part that I didn't like was, hey, you got a chance to meet these old-time greats, to be in the same room as them. But you know what? These Hall of Fame voters, okay, except for basketball and I guess just basketball, these Hall of Fame voters don't know who the hell they want to vote for. You don't know who the hell's voting. Terrell got snubbed twice from the Hall of Fame. Twice. He put up excellent numbers. He had Hall of Fame worthy numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so why snub him? Why? Because he's a jackass? That's why? So you know what?
Having his own ceremony at the University of Tennessee did what?
You know what? The NFL wants to be ran by higher powers in this world or in this country, that they want to implement these dumbass rules for the players before the game starts that, you know what? I don't care. Screw the NFL. I'm not surprised that he did this, so therefore I really don't care that he stuck it to the NFL and had his own show. Screw it. What?
I just don't see. I don't see what he accomplished. What did he accomplish? Because he never. If he had come out and said, "This is why I'm doing this, and this is what's wrong with the process, and this is how I propose we change it," I think I would have had a little more respect for it. But the fact of the matter
But you know you're not going to get that from him.
But the fact of the matter is that what he did was one more time he ran out and stood at the star with his arms out like he's Jesus. And to me, that's just it's ineffective. It's inappropriate. I just
wait, but he was nice enough to do it before the actual ceremony. He had respect. He had respect for them. He did it before the actual ceremony.
But okay, again, but what did he accomplish?
I don't know. What would he have accomplished if he would have went? Nothing. Same.
Right, except he wouldn't have disrespected the Hall of Fame. He wouldn't have disrespected all of the Hall of Fame members that were there. He wouldn't have disrespected his own Hall of Fame induction class, which is one of the greatest classes ever.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, is this unexpected? Like, are we so shocked that T.O. did this? No, we're not shocked. We shouldn't be shocked. Therefore, it shouldn't matter. Because he was going to do whatever he wanted to do anyway. Whether in Canton, Ohio, or in his...
Yeah, no, Alex, I agree. I'm not shocked either. My point is that I think it's dumb and unnecessary. Especially when you don't really say what your beef is.
Well,
and you don't offer.
He said it in his speech.
You don't offer. No, he didn't. He said
this is for all you haters and stuff like that.
You know why he didn't go to Canton?
He was gonna get booed.
No. That's not why he went. That's not why he did this. You want to know the real reason?
Why?
He didn't want to be the second best wide receiver on the stage.
Oh.
I think if he'd have gotten in next year alongside whoever the receiver is that's going to get in next year, he probably would have went because he'd have been the best receiver on the stage. He didn't want to go stand next to Randy Moss and have everyone go, Randy Moss was a freaking beast. That's what I think.
I don't think that was it.
I think it was that, and just one more time he wanted it to be, look at me. And quite frankly, screw T.O. My congratulations go out to Bobby Beathard, Robert Brazil, Brian Dawkins, Jerry Kramer, Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, and Brian Urlacher. Screw that other guy. Don't talk about that other guy. We wasted 5 minutes talking about that fool who had his own ceremony. Hats off to Bobby Beathard, a true genius. Robert Brazil, Brian Dawkins, the heart of the Eagles defense for so many years. Jerry Kramer, Ray Lewis, who's got the best entrance dance ever.
Yes, that is a good
him and Deion
dance.
Sanders, they can start their own wing of the Hall of Fame. Randy Moss, the best receiver we've ever seen in our lives. And Brian Urlacher.
Now, hold on a second.
The monster of the Midway himself.
Now, hold on a second. You said Randy Moss is better than T.O. Let's look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, bro. They both had 15,000 yards receiving.
Yeah.
T.O. 153 touchdowns. Randy Moss 156 touchdowns.
That's 3 touchdowns more.
More receptions, bro. Come on, man.
Let me ask you a question.
He had the numbers.
Let me ask you a question.
That was his beef. T.O., I'm with you, brother.
But he didn't tell us that.
Bro, yes he did.
No,
you
he
didn't watch the speech. You didn't watch it.
What did he say?
He said it. He said it. Bro, come on, man. He got snubbed 2 years in a row. Why? Tell me why. Give me a reason why.
I have no idea why.
No, there has to be a reason why.
I don't know. I don't know the reason because I don't vote.
What do you think
I
the reason
voted
was?
for him.
Well, you think the reason that he didn't want to go because he didn't want to be the second best wide receiver, but according to the numbers, he is neck and neck with Randy Moss. Hold on.
No, he's
so
not.
what? So what is his reason?
He's not neck. Hold on a second.
What do you mean he's not neck and neck?
Think back to when Terrell Owens played and when Randy Moss played.
They're 2 years apart.
How much did teams have to game plan for Terrell Owens?
It doesn't matter.
Not much.
That doesn't matter.
How much fear did Randy Moss put into a defense?
A whole bunch.
Yeah.
Record setting season.
Randy Moss was a part of the 2 highest scoring teams in the history of football.
Okay, look who his quarterback was.
In 2 different organizations.
Look who his quarterbacks were.
Look who T.O.'s quarterbacks were.
Who?
Steve Young.
He didn't play that long with Steve Young.
He played with Steve Young.
Not that long. It was mostly Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia was pretty good.
Dude, whatever. Bro, T.O. has the numbers.
I'm not... Alex, you're arguing two different things.
Guess into what age T.O. played. He
Hold
played into 37, bro.
Hold on a second, Alex. Make up your mind. What do you want to argue?
Okay,
What
that T.O.
Hold on. What do you want to argue?
Tell me, what is the criteria to get in any Hall of Fame? What does it come down to?
So you want to argue
No,
whether... No, hold on.
You can't answer a question with a question.
You want to argue whether he's deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. I agree with you. He's deserving to be in the Hall of Fame.
What is the criteria to get into the Hall of Fame?
I'm not arguing that.
Numbers.
I agree.
Numbers.
I agree he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Because of his numbers.
I agree. Because of his numbers, because he was a hell of a player, whatever.
All right. He's got the numbers.
Hey.
He's got the numbers.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
He wasn't the last 2 years.
But is he in the Hall of Fame now?
Why did it take 3 years?
Am I arguing?
Why did it take 3 years?
Am I arguing that he should have been?
Why did it not take Randy Moss 3 years?
Why
did it not take Randy Moss 3 years?
Hold on, Alex. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that it should have taken him 3 years. I'm arguing that his complaint, while valid, is the manner in which he chose to complain about it is disrespectful to other people. And he hasn't really complained about it appropriately. He hasn't offered me a solution. He hasn't said anything.
So the voters are not disrespecting T.O. for having the same numbers that Randy Moss has and snubbing him 2 years in a row?
I agree with you. The voters, you guys suck. You guys disrespected T.O. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that his method of voicing this displeasure... A, he's not really voicing his displeasure, and B, it's disrespectful to everyone else.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's a look at me moment.
How about, no one ever will have that look at me moment because the NFL has now said that when we hand you this piece of paper and tell you you're in the Hall of Fame, you have to now agree that you are going to show up at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
I didn't know that.
So, guess what? T.O. spoke. And he got his point across.
What was his point?
His point was that now that the NFL, there goes the NFL making changes like that. Because
that wasn't, I don't think that was his point.
No, that wasn't his point. I don't know what
I don't even know what his point was. That's my problem with this.
2 middle fingers, Stone Cold Steve Austin to the NFL. That's what it was.
Okay, but that's not going to change anything.
It changed something. Possibly,
but it didn't. But that's not his complaint. Wasn't that he had to show up at the ceremony?
You're not required to show up in the ceremony.
My point is that was not his complaint. So
okay,
because he accomplished that, he didn't accomplish what he wanted to accomplish.
Okay, his beef is that he got snubbed and he didn't think that he should have been snubbed twice. That's all. That was his beef. That's what it comes down to.
No, look, I agree that he should not have been snubbed. I completely agree with that. But again, he's not doing anything constructive for that to be remedied.
Again, you shouldn't expect Terrell Owens to do anything constructive. Anything at all. You shouldn't expect it. So that's why this shouldn't come as a surprise. So to argue that point makes no sense because this is what you're going to get. What you get is what you see. What you see is what you get, and that's it.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, this is what T.O. is. Why have a beef over his point and what he's trying to do?
That's what we do. We look at what people do, and then
I'm just saying,
praise it, criticize it, whatever. And in this case, I just don't see the point of
why wasn't Randy Moss snubbed 2 years in a row?
I have no idea. He didn't deserve it.
Why not?
He didn't deserve.
Wait, why? So T.O. did deserve to be snubbed.
I never said that.
Well,
I never said that.
Well, what the hell then?
What are you accusing me of?
Well, then give me a reason why he did not get voted in.
I've told you I have no fucking idea why. That's not my. I'm not arguing that. If you want to argue whether he should have gotten in on the first ballot or the third ballot, we're not going to talk very long because I think he should have gotten in on the first ballot.
Okay, well, I don't have a problem with him doing what he did because it's expected and there's nothing else that he would have done. If he would have went, what difference would it have made? It wouldn't have made a difference.
This
It wouldn't have made a
either.
difference. Okay, so then to argue the point and to be upset because he...
I'm not upset.
I know you're not upset, but there's there's others that are, is what I'm
people
saying.
that are very
Yeah, I
upset.
know, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, who cares? So what? He doesn't have to go. He's not required to go. This ain't graduation.
You're not required to go to graduation.
I never went to graduation.
You never graduated.
Exactly. See? You gotta think. You gotta think.
That's how I avoid this graduation problem. I just don't graduate.
So, yeah, that's
Tio.
that. Well,
We've given him too much airtime.
that's fine. He had great numbers. Almost
He did.
better than Randy Moss.
Almost, but not
Go
quite.
look it up, people. You'll
Randy,
see.
Randy Moss was... Man, he was a beast.
He was.
That guy
He was, man.
just- He was something else. I loved watching Randy Moss play. And it's like, when he was in his prime, he was the kind of guy that you just watched the game because you knew sooner or later they were just going to chuck a ball his way and he was going to catch it.
I mean, literally all you had to do was just throw it up there because he was so tall. He was so big.
And he could jump and he had great hands. I mean, he was just amazing.
And when the heck did Brian Urlacher grow some hair?
That's not for real, is it?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm like,
Is that?
I didn't know he had hair. I always pictured him bald.
Is that like carpeting?
I don't know, but he may want to send some of that stuff to LeBron. LeBron is needing
Can
it
you
pretty
picture
bad.
LeBron?
Heck, I need that stuff.
Can you picture LeBron with blonde hair?
Well, no, not blonde, but something that makes it
You look like Cisco. All right, man. Well, we have argued entirely too much.
Yes.
You got a shout out?
Nah, man, no shout out this time.
This time?
This time.
Just this once.
Maybe next time.
You realize we do the shout out at the end of the show.
Yes, I do, but I already gave my shout out.
To T.O.?
That's right. T.O., damn it. I'm with you, bro.
T.O. gets your shot. I have a couple of shout outs, actually. I have one. We missed this last week, and I apologize to all of our baseball fans, but shout out to Vladimir Guerrero, Trevor Hoffman, Chipper Jones, Jack Morris, Jim Tomei, and Alan Trammell, your 2018 Major League Baseball Hall of Fame class. God, I mean, I could talk about all those guys. It was great watching all those guys play, and really neat that they all got in, especially Alan Trammell, who was close for many years and finally got in. Same thing with Jack Morris. And Chipper Jones was a Met killer. Vladimir Guerrero, who would just swing his heart out.
You know what I liked about Vladimir Guerrero?
No gloves.
No gloves.
That's right.
No gloves on the wood.
No gloves. No gloves, no love. My other shout out goes to Henry Cejudo. UFC 227 was this weekend. Henry Cejudo matched up with Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson was the UFC flyweight champion. He had defended the title 12 times, including 2 years ago against Henry Cejudo. He beat Henry Cejudo in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. On Saturday was the rematch, finally. Henry Cejudo is a gold medal wrestler from the 2008 Olympics. And he went out there and fought 5 hard rounds with what people regard as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC, certainly today, if not ever, in Demetrius Johnson. And he beat him. Very close split decision. The amount of courage that it takes to walk into a cage in your underwear to fight a guy in front of 15,000 people is extraordinary. To go in and to do it for the championship is even more extraordinary. And to do it against the pound-for-pound greatest fighter working today is super extraordinary. And then to have to do it against a guy who beat you in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Absolutely incredible. Just from a courage perspective, to walk in there and to perform at the absolute highest level. My hat's off to Henry Cejudo. My shout out goes to you. A smaller shout out, but yet a shout out nonetheless to Demetrius Johnson, who's a fantastic champion, complete class act. A lot of people had him winning that fight. And at the end of the fight, He didn't complain about the judges. All he did was salute Henry Cejudo on a fight well fought. So hats off really to both of those gentlemen. Fantastic fight.
Sweet. Damn, weekend full of fights.
Yeah, and it spilled over into Monday.
Yeah.
A couple homeless
Yeah,
guys
that's what I meant.
going at it.
Jeez.
Good stuff. And with that, folks, we've come to the end of another episode, episode 30.
30.
Think of any good 30s?
The Rock. Tim Raines.
Oh, that's right, Tim Raines.
I can't think of another one.
think of
I'm sure
another
there
one.
is, but I can't think of
Yeah.
one. If you know of another famous athlete that wore number 30,
Let us know.
let us know.
Actually, give us hints for number 31, which is the next episode, because we seem to be getting stumped
Oh,
on
that
these more
one's
and more
easy.
often.
That one's easy. I already got one.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Who?
Well, I can't tell you this. I can't tell you now.
Gotta wait till episode 31.
I gotta wait.
All right. Well, hey, if you guys want to let us know famous number 31s or number 30s or whatever number you want to tell us about, I don't care. You can reach the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of my brother, how do they do that?
On Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
And finally, if you want to get a hold of me, you can do so on Twitter as well at eMontana21.
Yup.
Well, folks, thank you very much for joining us. It's been our pleasure. Ignore the disrespect of not showing up to the ceremony. Ignore the homeless people fighting. Ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.